Welcome to UB. One of the first things you probably noticed coming onto campus was just how big UB really is. UB is the size of a small city with hundreds of buildings, miles of roads, and we use electricity, fuel, and other resources to keep our campus running. Thousands of students, faculty, and staff come to our campus every day, and our environmental footprint is significant. Over the last 3 decades, we've been working to create a more sustainable campus through our teaching operations and interaction with our community. Here at UB, sustainability is where change begins.
Here at UB, sustainability means many different things. Our focus on creating sustainability literate individuals brings together students and faculty to focus on local and global challenges. From the northern reaches of the Arctic to the shores of the Cattaraugus Creek and Lake Erie, the university is striving to create a better tomorrow through sustainability. Students have many opportunities through research, education, and service to take a deeper dive into the issues impacting our environment.
They are finding ways to supply affordable renewable energy to communities that need it most. They are assessing our local food system to increase access to healthy fruits and vegetables while decreasing the amount of carbon dioxide released by transporting these goods from farther distances. They are partaking in on-campus activities like creating a campus garden and reusing reclaimed materials from students moving out in the spring.
Sustainability is more than just getting the carbon neutral. It's about creating strong and resilient communities that are economically stable. This means our students are working on ways to eliminate gender inequality, increase access to healthy foods, and advocate for the individuals that will be impacted unequally by climate change.
Sustainability is about meeting today's needs without sacrificing the needs of the next generation. Here at UB, sustainability is a culture of teaching that prepares our students for a changing world. One where solar panels proliferate in place of fossil fuels. Sustainability requires solving our problems with a different way of thinking. It means making discoveries that positively change the way we live day to day and interact with the world. It means looking at our own carbon footprint and reducing that to zero to empower other people to make change. We share our best resources, our students and faculty, through service projects in Buffalo and Niagara and beyond. Globally, students are working in places like the Louisiana Bayou, the Dominican Republic, and Africa. For years, our faculty have partnered with the community to address legacy environmental issues and discoveries needed to make these solutions together.
2020, on the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, we launched our Climate Action Plan, which calls for UB to achieve carbon neutrality by 2030. We are working closely with partners across campus to achieve this goal, including Blackstone Launchpad, powered by Techstars, campus dining and shops, facilities, and parking and transportation.
40% of U.S. carbon emissions come from the production, consumption, and disposal of materials, which is why UB is looking for better ways to limit our waste. Looking closer at what we buy, use, throw away, and where we send our waste sets us up for dramatic carbon saving. UB will reach zero waste or divert at least 90% of the waste we currently generate from landfills or incinerators by 2030. Our zero waste strategy was structured around 9 strategic areas, including examine campus purchases and practices, identify the scope of our waste, assess the scope of hazardous materials and identify safer alternatives, create campus standards for zero waste, redistribute usable goods on and off campus, establish a zero waste infrastructure and improve access to zero waste education, establish prepared food waste, divert all organics from waste, and eliminate single-use plastic.
Put a price on carbon. Carbon pricing is a system that requires polluters to pay when they emit carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. By phasing in carbon pricing at UB, we make ourselves operationally and financially accountable for the adverse impact we have on our climate. There's nothing like an economic incentive to motivate change.
The University at Buffalo has decreased its dependence on fossil fuels by investing in renewable energy. By 2025, the University at Buffalo is expected to be 100% reliable on only renewable energy sources for its electricity needs.
With a fleet of nearly 500 vehicles on campus, from buses to facility vans, snowplows, tractors, and more, UB is heavily dependent on our wheels. Electrifying our campus fleet is critical to making a big dent in our carbon footprint while also increasing campus safety through automation. By 2025, all new university mobility purchases will be fueled by clean and renewable electricity, thus phasing out the use of fossil fuel engines.
Traditional heating and cooling systems leave behind an enormous carbon footprint. Improving our buildings using zero-carbon alternatives like efficient heat pumps fueled by clean energy will help us reduce fossil fuel emissions while staying comfortable. UB will establish a zero-carbon heating and cooling strategy for buildings across all 3 campuses.
From electricity to heating, air conditioning, and water usage. Empower the campus community. It's about how much energy is used on campus goes a long way to help create a culture of sustainability, where everyone feels empowered to take action and practice good habits to support energy conservation. UB will serve to reduce building energy use by 30% through behavior-based and technological conservation measures.
Most days, a steady stream of single-occupancy cars come and go from campus. We are supporting more responsible commuting options like the expansion of public transit, ride-sharing, supporting the expansion of safe biking routes, and creating an infrastructure which supports electric vehicles on campus. UB's system of convenient, free shuttles and buses offer an easy alternative way to travel around to our 3 campus centers.
Food systems. The process of farming, processing, transporting, and disposing of food can have an enormous carbon emissions burden on the climate. Understanding where our food comes from and making simple changes like eating less meat can go a long way. This is why UB is studying and measuring the carbon impact of our food systems and setting goals to reduce food-related carbon emissions by half in 2030.
Carbon offsets. In some situations, reducing carbon emissions entirely is not feasible. Think of air travel as an example. Where current solutions don't exist or impose a monumental burden, UB will work to create localized carbon offsets that reduce an equivalent amount of CO2 emissions. Such programs could include tree planting initiatives or weatherization projects for communities who need it. UB plans to obtain enough carbon offsets to achieve carbon neutrality by 2030.
Measuring our work and finding innovative solutions is the essence of a research institution. Our researchers are always finding cutting-edge ways to analyze, measure, and improve the impact of our actions. Working with UB researchers who are experts in the field, we will find innovative ways to measure how we're doing, improve our efforts, and guide us on a path to a climate-neutral campus by 2030.
Proven that solutions come from people of all different backgrounds and experiences working together. What greater problem to tackle than our changing climate? UB Sustainability is committed to adding to the diversity of our environmental justice movement by fostering a community of inclusion in its office and on our campus. In January 2020, the UB Sustainability team adapted a diversity and inclusion plan for our work. We recognize that the intersectionality of social and environmental issues is complex, and there is much work to do. Our department welcomes feedback on how to become better allies and supporters of inclusion in the sustainability movement.
UB Sustainability is committed to seeing student success throughout the university. UB Sustainability acknowledges the importance of having successful students and has programs to help students do exactly that. Having adequate food and nutrition is a crucial role to ensuring the success of our students at the university. Organizations like the Food Recovery Network and the Blue Table help to address issues of food equity on campus, as well as eliminate food waste across the university. Additionally, in the spring of 2022, UB Sustainability has created the UB Hired Closet program, which has allowed recent graduates, as well as current students, to have professional attire, accessories, and personal care items. So when it comes to any of their professional interviews or professional settings, they're prepared to address and develop their career goals.
We want to help you embed sustainability into your education. UB Sustainability has created a catalog of university resources categorized by each sustainable development goal. You can pick the goal that most interests you and explore all the possible opportunities UB schools and colleges have to offer.
Our entire campus community has the opportunity to get involved with sustainability on campus during your time at UB. Whether you're looking to find a recycling bin, help out with our UB Reuse Move Out program, or looking for a hydration station, we do our best to make practicing sustainability easy and accessible to everyone. If you aren't sure where to begin, it's as easy as connecting with UB Sustainability. Our dedicated team loves helping passionate students find their niche. Whether you'd like to solve a problem or start an initiative that supports sustainability, we can help you. If you're simply looking to connect with like-minded peers, there are plenty of opportunities to do so. From volunteering in our campus gardens to helping out with native planting efforts on the shores of Lake LaSalle, offering support at UB Clean Energy Center on campus, or simply taking a stroll through UB's Letchworth Woods, you'll have lots of ways to get involved. Here at UB, sustainability is where change begins. Connect with us on Twitter and on Instagram.